All right, we're here with my man, Derek.
What's up,
Derek,
bro?
thank you so much, man.
For sure.
If y'all don't know Derek, DS Boone on Instagram. He's probably the biggest Philly real estate person on Instagram. I can't think of anyone bigger.
Nah, we just trying to make things happen, man.
He's being modest. He's being modest, but excited to have him on here. Why don't we start off, dude? Tell him where you from. How do you get into real estate?
So, Philadelphia, 29-year-old real estate investor. I got started in real estate as a real estate agent. Like some people know and some people don't. Because right before I got started in real estate in 2017, but in 2016 I was working at a retirement home. I was making $10 an hour, like flat broke, and I remember I was making like $600 or $700 like every 2 weeks, just trying to like. But I had bills. I lived on my own. I had stuff, so you know that's $40 at the end of the check. So it's like, you know. And then I think everybody has this moment where they kind of just fed up, like, yo, dang. Like, all right, this ain't gonna work no more. No. So then that's when the end of 2016, I started investing in myself. I started learning. And I remember this fully. I'm a music guy, so I gotta before we put that car in drive, I gotta turn some type of music on. But that year, that second half of the year, I literally didn't listen to not a single song for 6 months. So I had that fed up moment, like in summertime, and from summer all the way to December, I didn't listen to no music, no anything. I was just listening to podcasts, the Bigger Pockets, the One Thing podcast. I was listening to Eric Thomas, and it just conditioned my mind to just like, we got to do more, we got to do more, we got to think more. And then that's when I went to a class. I went to a home buying seminar. Funny, because I said, you know, realist, because I don't have any college degree, I don't have a corporate background, I don't have any like certificate, none of the stuff that a lot of people may need to get a higher paid job. So I was like, I got to figure something out. And real estate was the one thing I was interested in, and I knew you didn't need a whole bunch of credentials to get started. So with that being said, I went to this home buying seminar, and then funny enough, the guy, I talked to the guy afterwards. I was like, yo, listen, I'm really trying, you know, buy property and stuff like that. And he was like, I don't know, something about you, the way you carry yourself, you should give this a shot. I'm like, that's what the fuck I'm here. Excuse me, that's what I'm here for.
Swear all you want. Yeah. Fuck. Yeah.
I'm like, that's what I'm here for. He said, no, I think you should give it a try. What I do, he said something about you, the way you carry yourself. And I think I might have came like with a shirt and pants on, like I just wanted to be professional.
Yeah, you came looking nice.
Yeah, he was like, yo, you should really give this a shot. So I'm like, all right, what do I have to lose? The classes were $300 per class. You got to take 2 of them. And so I gave it a shot January, whenever the classes started, and then, or February, whenever they started. So in 2017, I passed the class, but the problem was the damn test. You gotta take a real estate license test.
Yeah.
I failed that damn thing 9 times.
No, you didn't.
The first 3 times I walked in there was like, I'm gonna just do it. And then the 4th time I was like, all right, let me start taking this serious. But the problem is you gotta take 2 tests. You gotta take a nationwide, you gotta take a state. One is 100 and some questions, one is 30. But the problem is I kept studying the book, but the questions are scenario based. So if I walk inside this house and I see a stain in the ceiling, and my client doesn't see it, but we never signed a contract, do I tell them? And then you like, so I was always answering them questions wrong. Fast forward, I finally passed it. I got licensed March of 2017. I officially got my license. I was so happy. I sold my first deal April of 2017. It was like a cheap I forgot, it was $100,000 house. So you know, real estate, you get 3%.
Yeah.
After fees, broker fees, everything, I think my check was like $1,500.
Yeah,
That's $1,500. That's $1,500 I ever got in my life. I said, oh, this shit works. I'm like,
yeah, proof of concept.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, like, I could really like do this. And after that, I just started closing deals. Before the year was up, on record, because I closed a lot off-market deals too, but on record, we closed 18 deals from April to December. So that's what really got my office trying to figure out how the hell I did this. And it's funny, the office started asking me to teach classes. Because it was like, how the hell your first year and you young and stuff like that. So I was just working. Like, the thing is, a lot of majority of real estate agents are older women that they want to do this as a side job, a side hobby, husband pays for stuff, or people just as a part-time job. I literally quit my job and I was doing, like, this is all I had.
Yeah, I'm trying to eat.
I was locked in. And, you know, at that time, I didn't have any kids or anything. I got a son now. So I was like, I had nothing else to do. So that's why we turned it up. And then that's how we got started. And then that was 2017. I did that 2018. But then that's when I started, like, how can I buy my time back? I'm big on, like, time. Because one thing that people don't realize, money is only good based off the time attached to it. So I say, like, is $1 million a lot of money? That's not a trick credit. It is. It's $1 million is a nice bit of money.
It depends. I'm too old to fall for that. It depends on what your time is. $1 million is cool, but if I'm spending all my time away from my family, there's no point. That's super stupid.
Exactly. So to piggyback off this, if it takes somebody 10 years to make $1 million, that's not a lot of money at all. But if you do it in a year, it's like, okay, if you do it in a month, okay, you make $1 million in a day, that's a whole different conversation. It's the same money, the only thing different is the time.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So that's when I was like, okay, how can I buy my time back? That's when I started hiring agents under me, going in the end of 2018. So now what I would do is, hey, look, listen, you go ahead and work with that client, and then we'll split it 50-50. But now you running with them, you dealing with them, and then I just see wires come in from commissions. I'm getting 50% every commission. So now I already double up my deal size, but then I'm getting another 10 deals from this person. Then I hired another agent. I'm getting another 10 deals. So money just coming in from everywhere. And then I remember there's one of my friends, I met him at my office. He had to meet someone else, and then I ended up just walking him out the door. And I was like, yo, what do you do? He said, wholesale. I'm like, the hell is wholesaling? And he was like, yo, this, that, and that. And we both closed the deal at the same time, and it took the same amount of time, 30 days. His check was $17,000, my check was $8,000. I had a suit on, he had basketball shorts on.
And you're like, oh, dang, that's wrong.
What the fuck? I'm like.
Look at him now.
I'm like, yeah, I always walk around like this. I'm like, what the You got to show me this. So he taught it to me. And then my first deal I did, I made like $4,000 or $5,000. And then now we done deals $70,000, $50,000, $30,000, all different types of deals. And then 2019, that was like 2019. So 2019, I just was doing that and we just was rocking out. And then 2020, that's when I was like, all right, let me get back to my original goal, which is to be an investor. Like, while I went to that home buying seminar class to begin with, because I wanted to become an investor, I just got so caught up in commissions and checks and stuff like that.
Different path.
Yeah, but you had to do that to build up the cash. So
that's
when I got back into investing. So now we own about like $7 to $8 million worth of real estate right now, and pretty much in like 2 zip codes. So I got houses on the same block, a block over from each other, and the biggest thing out of all of that, to be honest with you, the biggest thing for me for real estate is not even about the money. It's not even about, just saying, oh, I own houses. It's more so because I'm a person that believes when you're in a position of power, you're supposed to put people on. So now what real estate has allowed me to do and have these properties, and when you do real estate, you got budgets, plumbing, this. So now I can do things like have my little cousin come in and be like, yo, listen, instead of going to pay this demo guy, you do the cleanouts. So now I can employ people. So now, like, for example, my mom, she does the property management. You take 10% off every, I'm going to pay it anyway. So now I can put people I love in position to win. Like, even with my mom, I went ahead and cleared out her mortgage, got her house out, and now she got a brand new house. Like, it puts you in a position where now you can do things for people that you love. But the best part about it, what I love about real estate, you was going to do it anyway. Whether he clean the house out and do a clean out, or I pay the clean out guy off of Instagram. Yeah. I'm still spending the same money. So now I can put people in position to win and be a part of it. So now it's real family wealth. So that's the big thing that I really love about it.
Yeah, of course, you have to put a lot of people on, loyal to him. How come I didn't see the plate?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's great. I like that.
Yeah, appreciate it. But that's my little story, the whole thing. Answer your question.
Yeah, and it's and now. Right now, I know you're still buying stuff. Where do you buy stuff now?
So we buy stuff in 19132, 19140. I just bought something in 19150 2 weeks ago. So this month we bought 3 properties, one in 19140, one in 19132, and one in 19150. So that's North Philly, like Tioga, Broad and Erie. I like that area a lot because there's a lot of growth. And if people really look into that area, they see the city already has plans for that whole corridor right here. The hotel, they got 100+ unit building being built. They got Swift Capital. They got a lot of stuff going on. So if you're smart, start buying some of this stuff over there now. And what a lot of people don't know is, right, this is some game. A lot of those properties are zone multifamily. Even though the people are living in them as single family, they zone multifamily. Yeah, so they might say, hey, I'm selling this house for 40, 50 grand, but it's really worth like 80. And it really can be worth 400. Because I bought buildings over there. There's duplexes and 4 units. They really worth $400,000 or $500,000, but I got them for $100,000.
Yeah, they were priced single family.
Not even just that, People don't know that area is changing behind the scenes so much that me, you, and appraisers know that, but a lot of people don't know that, so they like, yo, just give me 100 grand for it, give me 50 grand for it. But now they come in when I'm done and fix them up all nice, they worth $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. And then also the rents can support. It's so much stuff we can do. So I like that area. And 19132 I like because it's fast growth. And then also a lot of my family live in that area, so it's just like second nature to them. It's just a lot, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
As a wholesaler, I try to stay away from the 19140s and the 19132s because when you're doing that as a wholesaler, you're only playing the volume game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like,
It's different methods, for sure.
So, and man, I'd rather do 2 bangers throughout the month than a bunch of little tiny guys. And, when you're in such a low price point, there's only enough points out there for you to do little tiny guys.
Yeah.
But as a buyer though, oh man,
it's a little different.
It's a little bit different.
It's
completely different.
What people got to understand is what is your end goal. Like people got to really understand what is your end goal, because your end goal. So in real estate, we reverse engineer. Okay, we might look at, okay, what is the ARV first? What is this shit gonna be worth when it's all said and done? And then we start working our way backwards to get to how much our offer price is, unless you're doing like wholesale, like cash comps and stuff like that. And then the same thing for as an investor, long term. What is my end goal? Because if my end goal is to flip a property, okay, I need to look at what exactly does the block look like? Does it have curb appeal? Is it a lot of BS going on the block because now nobody wants to buy that property? Is it this? Is it that? Or I'm doing a buy and hold, okay. What are the rents going to look like? Do people rent on this block? Are the rents high? Like, what? So we always got to look at the end goal and see, does it make sense for my specific strategy? Like you just said, I don't go into zip codes because long term it doesn't make sense for my strategy, because now at the end of the month I got to do 10 of these versus if I go in this zip code, I only got to do 2 of these. So that's what people got to really understand in real estate. To really win how you want to win, you got to look past just the front end and see long term, like, okay, how is this really going to play out?
I like that. I like that. That's a good way to look at it. That's a good way to look at it. Let me ask you, how did you pull the trigger? So you were an agent, then you became a wholesaler. It's a big jump to go from selling all these joints to actually taking title. It's a big difference.
Yeah.
How were you able to make that switch? Like, does that make sense?
Yeah. So you know what happened. I remember this like it was yesterday, man. I was so mad. It was December 2020. It was December 2020. And my birthday, December 17th. And
Capricorn?
Sagittarius.
Oh, my mom's a Sagittarius. I'm a Capricorn.
Good person. I don't know about you. So it was December 7th, December whatever month, whatever day of the month it was. And I was in Bali, Indonesia.
Okay.
I went down there and then like, we had a couple deals closing, and I don't want to say I was the best saver at this time. I'd say money saved, but not like every penny I wasn't saving. So I remember 3 deals terminated, and it was $60,000+ worth of assignment fees. So I'm like, you thinking when you come back, you got a 60 ball waiting for you. And then I started doing things like a little more remotely. So now I'm like, yo, they're going to close while I'm out here. The money going to wire. I'm going to pick up the check. I'm coming back to money. 2 lessons I learned. Never count money before it comes. And 2, you got to set yourself up where you got money coming in regardless. I was like,
great advice.
Shit. So now I had to make the trip the best I could because I'm already out here. But in my mind, I'm like,
you're not thinking anything
I'm in
but
a
that.
freaking jam when I get back. Like, yo, this shit is not right. So January came. So when I got back, I had another deal lined up. And I only had 2 moments. I had more than 2 moments, but 2 real moments where a little bit of money meant the most to me was my first deal and this deal I'm about to say. January 2nd. It's always good to close on the deal the first day of the month. Like, that's just, it's the best
nice feeling. Yeah,
so it was so this was the 4. I had 3 deals about to close and I had 4. The 4th one still lasted. And it got pushed back to January 2nd. I closed on the deal January 2nd. A little small. It was like $5,000. That was the best $5,000, the second best money I've ever made, because I was like, okay, I'm doing shit different this go around. This year, I'm doing stuff 100% different. So I took that $5,000, like, you can't really do much with that, but that moment was like, okay, out of everything that terminated, this is the only thing that's left, and what I need to realize is I need to make sure I got bread coming in regardless. That's when I said, all right, let me start buying stuff and holding it, because even though you might not have $70,000 coming in rents coming in every single month, but if you got $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 coming in passive income, your rent, your car note, your car insurance, all that stuff is covered. You may not be eating steak 48 this month, but your bills are covered regardless if you want to get out of bed or not. That's when the shift happened. I was like, okay, and that's when I was saying in 2020, that's when I started buying more houses to keep and start doing things like that.
Keeping all the meat in the bones instead of just that little bit.
Yeah, but that's to answer your question. That's how I was easily able to make that shift, because I was in a jam where I was like, yo, I lost, like, the thing about wholesaling, the thing about, you know, in real estate commissions is really monopoly money until it lands.
Okay, what do you mean?
So, for example, let's say, for example, you got a deal about to close and it's $20,000 deal, right? Until that check hits your account, it's really not real.
No. Anything could happen.
It's not real.
Dumbest stuff could happen in the world. Yeah.
10 minutes. I had a deal where I was making $100,000 and it literally backed out at closing table. $130,000. Check was about to hit my account, and it terminated at the closing table because the buyer just dumb shit just happens.
The dumbest stuff.
Literally dumb shit just happens. So like stuff like that, and then you might beat and get your $2,500 deposit check to but realistically, you wanted that $130,000.
Yeah, forget $2,500.
Yeah.
No, I understand.
Yeah, so I think that deal I made $5,000 from the deposit, but I lost $130,000. So like that's what I mean. Like, and I love wholesaling. But I understand that like, yo, this money's not there. But the thing about when you own real estate and you buy it, you never lose. It's just delayed. So for example, you own an asset and you working on it. And okay, the project is taking longer. You're pissed off, but you didn't lose. It's just your time for you to flip it, or your time for you to refinance it, or time for you to get a tenant just got pushed back a month or two or three. But the money is still safe in that house. It just got pushed back. So that's what I like about being like a buy and hold investor or a flipper or whatever you want to call it, because like your shit might be delayed a little bit, but that money is coming. It's just you got to be able to stick it out until that money actually comes.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah,
you got to be very careful with these checks. They're not forever, but when you own a property, it's forever.
Yeah. Facts. I got properties where like I owned it for a year and then I was able to go ahead and pull more money out of it. Like it's like the gift that keeps on giving. I had this property I bought a year ago. I pulled money out of, and the value increased so much, I was able to squeeze and pull another $45,000 out. A year later, just like, yo, I need an extra couple dollars. I just pulled it out. So it's
That's
like
powerful. The ability to do that is powerful. You can pay yourself on that deal at least every 10 years instead of just one time.
Exactly. And rents go up, so you can always. The one thing I do want to say, because I want to make sure I always give people like real game, real advice. You got to be mindful how much you pull out, because the more you pull out, the higher your mortgage payment is. The higher your mortgage payment is, the less money you make cash flow every single month.
You're leveraged.
Yeah, so you still got to be careful with that. You can't just be pulling money out just because.
It's a balancing act.
For
sure.
It's super balancing act.
Yeah. Everything is. Speaking about balancing acts, one thing I love about you, for real, I love that you're a dad. I love that it seems like you're super involved. You bring your kid everywhere. I love that. I'm a dad, like a pretty new dad. Yeah, I'm a pretty new dad. I got a son. I don't put his face on Instagram, but he's almost 2 years old. So I'm super.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, so I get super emotional when I see people doing the same thing. I just fucking love it.
Hell yeah.
That. How do you balance it all? You know, like, do you plan on having your kid get super into real estate too? Like.
So I was saying he probably is the most important person in my life. And my thing is, so you know how people say generational wealth, like I want to give my kids a whole bunch of money, a whole bunch of houses and stuff like that. But generational wealth is more so than just giving them something, but showing them stuff too. Because you give them everything, but they don't learn how to operate it. When they get it, they're going to lose it. You and I both know. You done deals with people inherited houses, and then they sold it the second they got it.
Oh yeah.
You and I both done a lot of deals like that.
Those are some of our best deals,
Bob. Exactly. Some of my best deals came from somebody inheriting a house. They call me the second they get that crib in their name. They call me before the house even gets. Somebody called me the same day their uncle died and was like, hey, look, listen, we got this property. He just died. Let's talk next week. I said, talk next week. They was like, yeah, he's actually, the hospital just came and picked him up out the house. I said, yo, he died in the house.
That's terrible.
I went to go check the property out. The blood was still on the floor. Like, people don't care.
No.
Exactly. So you got to show your child the process so when they do get stuff, they understand, okay, my pop worked hard for this. Let me not just sell it to somebody for pennies. Let me end it. So that's the big thing for me is actually showing them. And then for me, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm the type of individual, like I don't force nobody to do anything.
That's smart.
I don't force you do. I want you to do what you love. What really, really makes you happy and what really, really going to just fulfill you to the fullest. I would love for, for that to be, something I do, like real estate and stuff like that. But if he wants to be an art teacher, by all means, do that. But what I will say is you have to own real estate. And the thing about, and I don't say this for everybody watching, what I love about real estate is not passion-based. Like, it just makes sense. If your car note is $500 a month, if your mortgage is $1,500 a month, and you own 2 properties, 3 properties that cash flow enough to pay those bills to where you driving for free and you living for free, ain't no passion attached to that. That just makes sense.
No, the numbers work.
Yeah. Now, you might have to have a little bit of passion to be a mogul and own 50, 100, 200 houses or to do a bunch of wholesale deals every single month. But to like, let me just buy 3 houses or 2 houses and then let that cover my mortgage or let that cover, or let that cover my groceries for the month. I don't know. So where I would say he can do, his career can be whatever he want to do, but he does have to have some houses outside of me that he buys on his own so he can have his own cash flow and, things like that.
That's smart. I appreciate that.
So that's my whole thing.
I like that.
Yeah.
I definitely like that. With my kid, I don't care what he does either. I think if you try to push him into a box, they're gonna rebel. They're not gonna want to do it. Yeah. I am gonna make sure he knows how to do a wholesale deal though, just because having the ability to know that trade is super valuable. Like, then if he wants to go get a job or do whatever, it's doing it not because he needs the money or not because he needs to do it, it's because he wants to do it. I think.
I want to second that. I think wholesaling is probably the most out of a top 10 thing in the world. Wholesaling is probably one of the most promising, lucrative, best skills to ever have. Because you think about this, right? Think about this. You have a skill where you can create money out of thin air. Think about it. Like, really think about it. Like, damn.
It's crazy.
I'm fucked up right now. I don't have no money in my pocket. I don't have nothing. Do I have at least enough money to cover me another 30 to 60 days? The second you say yes, bet. Let me go ahead and drive. Like, you can drive around properties. You can drive around neighborhoods. I'm just going to give you a couple things. You can drive around, and this is for audience because you already know this. You can drive around neighborhoods. You can drive up and down blocks, write down addresses, go on to city websites, get their names, and you get their mailing address. Some of them the wrong mailing address. You can literally go ahead and spend a couple dollars on skip trades. If you got an extra $50, you can skip a small list, or you can just go ahead and knock on the door. Like, it don't really cost a lot.
No.
But with that sweat equity, you can go and do a deal that might be a $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 check that puts you right back in the game.
You can fix your whole shit in 30 to 60 days.
Yeah, you can stick it out for 30, 60 days. You can create some money. Or you go ahead and join Facebook groups where people are already doing real estate deals and just JV. Yo, listen, you got a deal? Okay, look, listen. I got a buyer. Let me help you get that deal moved. And you can make a percentage of that 50-50 or a percentage of what they just already put the work in and did. So, like, it's no other, I've done a lot of different things. I can't think of anything else where you can pull money out of thin air. The only disclaimer is you're going to have to wait 30, 60 days for that check to hit. Sometimes more if it's a crazy deal, but on bare minimum, 2 to 4 weeks for that check, title to clear and all that stuff to happen. I don't know no other career that you can really just do that. Everything else requires a doctorate degree, some type of degree, some type of certificate, some type of like, you don't need no market, you don't need no face on anything, you don't need no Instagram, you don't need nothing.
Anything. You can get that lawyer money, that doctor money dressed like this on your couch. With nothing, you could have nothing going on, and you can make it happen.
You don't even need business cards. Like
no,
you
I don't have business cards for real. I don't.
You don't need a professional headshot. There's no. I don't think. I'm trying to think of another right now. Think of another career that can provide that type of money that fast with no credentials.
I don't think it exists.
No,
really
it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't.
Well, a couple more things I wanted to ask you about real quick. What's up with the free gas? I see this you do this on Instagram all the time. If you don't follow him on Instagram, he'll just pop up at a gas station. Like, hey, I'm giving free gas away for the next couple hours. And there's lines of people. He's got armed guards around him and stuff. How do you start doing that? What the heck is going on?
So, to be honest, like, I didn't always have money. So I understand what it's like. Like a funny story, I remember, I used to do this all the time, but a lot of people think I'm far removed. I don't know why, but so on your credit card, right, or your debit card, as long as it's a certain amount, you'll be able. It's not over a certain amount, they'll let you swipe and do an overdraft. So for example, you try to swipe something for $100, they might be like, oh, wait a minute. But as long as you have, like, let's say $10 in the account and you swipe that gas, they'll let you go and fill that whole thing up, $50, $60. Man, back in the day, I used to do that all the time. And I just deal with the overdraft fee when I get paid.
You know what? I've done that too, believe it or not. I've done that. I used to be broke as hell too. That's how I got into this game as well. I understand.
So I know what that feels like. So I just want to do things that, can help people in that position. That's why I'm always having free classes, doing free networking events, free gift bags, free gas, because I know what it's like not having a whole bunch of money. But also on top of that, it's like I sleep good at night when I hear someone say, yo, I was at the gas station earlier, thank you. Yo, I was on your live today, I got a $20,000 credit card. Yo, I was in State 48 last month, and this guy told me, he said, bro, I saw you on YouTube. I did 4 real estate deals, 4 wholesale deals. They equaled up like 80,000. Like I don't know the guy from Canada, but he just stopped me. He was like, I did 4 deals. I was in Atlanta. This guy stopped me. He said, I quit my job off of watching your Instagram.
How crazy
How
good does that make you feel, though? So that's got to motivate you like crazy. I get that on such a small scale, and I feel it on a small scale. So stuff like that, I bet that must motivate you like nuts.
I sleep great at night because I try to give back as much as possible and just do things. And then also, I think it's just dope that way. And also, I think that's why I continue to be blessed. I don't scam nobody. I don't do dirty on nobody. I don't talk bad on nobody. Like, I just try to help everybody. So I feel like that's why the blessings come back to me. Now, I have rough days. Don't get it twisted. But I think overall, my life is good. Overall, like, we got deals that don't go through. We got shit that happens. But overall, I can't say, like, I had a full 12 months of bullshit. I might have had 3 months of bullshit. I might have had 5 months of bullshit. I might have had 6 months. But I think
you didn't have a full 12.
I never had a full 12 months of bullshit because even in the bad times, I always, do you need help? I help you. Do you need help? I help you. So it always turns around. I think it's because I always try to help. And the people I know that always got to deal with some shit, they're some shitty people. I know a couple people that they always...
Controversial, but I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
I really agree with you.
I know a couple people that's literally always dealing with something. You ever talk to somebody and something always happening?
It's always the craziest stuff,
Every week is something.
They're running around crazy, though.
Always something. But then that same individual, they always doing some slick stuff. They always doing some negative stuff or thinking negative. My one friend, oh my God, I love him to death. But he can't stop doing slick shit. He can't. Like, I'm like, bro, just stop. Because you make $50, and I'm not saying he makes $50, but this is just an example. He makes $50, but then something negative that costs $100 happened to him. I'm like, bro, you always on this rat rate, like this hamster wheel. Like, just be legit.
Slow down.
Yeah, slow down, be legit. Because I'm telling you, every time he does this, something bad happens. Does this, bro, just stay on the straight and narrow. Just be, you know what I mean? Do what you need to do and just help. That's a whole nother story. But when I see people like that and I see like they always doing something to me, even when I'm down, I help. And God always comes back around some way, somehow. I was listening to this podcast and this guy said this and it hit so hard. He said, hard work and consistency never loses. I don't care what you say, it never loses. and I'm listening to what he's saying, and he said, for example, I never seen somebody do 50, 100 push-ups a day, and at the end of the year, they wasn't in shape. I was like, damn.
Yeah,
like, think about
that.
it. If you consistent, you work hard on something, you're like, it may take time, but as long as you never stop, you looking for deals every single day. It may take you a month, 2 months, 3. By default, if you keep calling homeowners, you keep cold calling, you keep text messaging, you're going to get something eventually.
Of course.
You keep running a mile a day, you're eventually going to be in shape.
Be a good runner, bro. Yeah.
It's by default, it's going to happen. So, you know, we just got to keep working hard and just keep pushing, and things going to turn around. You just got to keep it up.
You got to believe and you got to be consistent. That's
Fact.
it. You don't got to be talented and you don't got to be smart. You literally just got to be consistent.
That's a fact.
It's the truth. It's the truth. Well, before we wrap this up, you, a lot of these people that watch me, they're looking to do their first deal or they just started. Do you have any advice for that for everybody?
So I'm gonna just say two pieces of advice on a wholesale and on a, well, it can go both ways, but wholesale and investment piece. I guess 3 pieces real quick. One thing that helped me get deals really fast, or like when I'm trying to pull something together really fast, I would hit the same list and it worked every time. These deals aren't big deals, but they little things that, you know, get you back, get a couple dollars in your pocket.
Yeah, the rent payers.
Yeah. And these are expired listing deals. So what I would do is I would look up a full list of properties that was signed with a real estate agent, and then the actual real estate agent just lost the deal because they tried to sell it for 12 months and couldn't sell it for whatever reason. But the thing is that homeowner is still motivated. It's just that agent couldn't do their job, and they might be, you know, disappointed. They might be just like, man, forget this. This is not. They're tired. 12 months of trying to sell out. You're tired. I would be tired too. So I would call all of them, and let's say they selling a house for $100,000, right? I would call them and I would say, hey, look, I can do 70 grand for this house, cash, no problem, 65,000. They're like, yo, I was trying to sell it for 100. Well, you was trying to for 12 months. It didn't work. Also, that real estate agent was going to get commission on that side and on the buyer side. Not to mention you had to pay broker fees. Not to mention you had to pay transfer taxes. Not to mention you had to pay other little fees. So you weren't getting that 100 to begin with.
Our numbers aren't as far away as you think they are.
Yeah, you wasn't getting that anyway. Yeah, and then also just the whole conversation with them. So I might not be getting 65, but I might be able to get it 75. But then I will go ahead and find a buyer, and these are for like properties that are like kind of turnkey properties. I will find a buyer, like a buy and hold investor. They might want to pay 80, and they're like, yo, I gotta clean up and just throw a tenant right in. So it'd be like a little 5,000s, 7,000s, 3,000s. Yeah. But the reason why I like them because you can do these deals a little more remote.
For sure.
The picture's already up online.
Yeah, you never really got to go to the property. It's a good
Picture's already up online. It's already set up. It's already situated. And when you send that to a buyer and they see it's 100, but I can get it to you for 80, it's already psychology is already shipped. Like, damn, all right, cool.
All right, cool. I'm getting a discount.
Yeah, but it's just people in general. You see a house for 80,000 online, and you see a wholesale trying to sell it for 90. The hell? The 90 could be a good price. Whoa, what you mean? You
it'll trip people up. It'll trip them up.
But when they see you on the MLS or Zillow is 100, and I'm selling them for 80, they're like, oh yeah,
look at this.
Yeah. So those 5s and 6 adds up. The second thing for like buying, for like investors that want to actually buy the properties, partnerships. So figure out where you have and what you don't have. Like for example, let's say for example, my credit is great,